Hi everybody, it's Matt Geary for Geek Pride, and this is the Geek Pride cast number 11, I believe? 11! Alright, so we have a couple of new faces once again. We got some regulars. We don't have Gearston anymore because he's off in the States. He's in the Whiskey A Go-Go at this moment in time, I believe. It's his birthday and he's drinking it down. And Sean's in Ghana? Ghana?
Yep,
Ghana. Right. So we'll do the introductions and then we'll move on. So from my left-hand side, fire away.
I'm on the left-hand side, yes.
Yes, you are.
I'm You probably know me. If you don't, it's okay. I'm not that memorable. Happy birthday, Gearston.
Happy birthday, Gearston.
Next on Baywatch.
Harry.
Hello, I'm Harry Dyer. I'm a noob. And I'm very, very much looking forward to being assimilated into the fold here today.
Lucas.
Hi, I'm Lucas from SCG. You don't really see my face much, but yeah, they forced me to be here today.
At gunpoint.
Yeah.
And I'm Mike Orvis. I have a big beard.
You have a big beard.
Beautiful beard.
Beautiful beard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
I'm
very
trying to be
much.
like you, but I'm a long way.
Best beard in Geek Pride, I'd say.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lucas, if you want a beard like mine, you know when you shave?
Yeah.
Don't.
Right,
Yeah.
apologies for starting slightly later this eve. We had a few technical difficulties. We were meant to have Miss Tabitha Lyons on as well, but she couldn't get it to load, so we'll maybe get on her next week.
On account of the fact that she's a real lion.
Alright, okay. So standard is normal. We're basically going to have some news. And then we're going to do some show and tell, and then slanderous comments, or slanderous lies even. So, we'll start off with news. Has anybody got any news?
Mike?
No.
I have news. I've got loads of news, so everyone should go back. I painted myself up this week, and I walked down to the docks of news, and I serviced all of them. So I have plenty of news all over my face and chest to share with you.
Okay, hit me with that. Hit me with that news.
All right, okay. There's fucking so much. Batwoman is a major concern that we should all be talking about. For those of you that don't know, and I'm not going to remember their names because I'm awful. But basically, the Batwoman creative team walked out this week due to the fact that the editorial staff at DC have decided that the gay character cannot have a gay wedding.
Oh.
Which is utterly scandalous. It seems to be a worrying trend with DC at the minute to sort of not side, that's not the word, sideline, it is the word I was looking for, so to sideline their female characters. You know, this is the same company that a few weeks ago said, oh, we can't do a Wonder Woman film because that's really hard. And Marvel then
They seem to be on a path to destruction at this moment in time.
Yeah, I don't really know what they're doing. It's like, yeah, as I was saying, like they sort of say, oh, Wonder Woman's really hard to do, and then Marvel go, we're doing a film about a raccoon with a gun. And it's like, probably need to watch what the fuck you're doing. And DC has been quiet on it so far. So more news on that as it comes, really.
My very bizarre.
Has anyone got any other news before I go on to the next bit of news?
Christina, you got anything on the go?
Well, it's kind of news, but it really isn't. I've got Tumblr, and recently someone leaked a private video of two celebrities making out in their bed and things like that. And
What celebrities?
Crystal Reed and Daniel Sharman.
I have no idea who those people are.
Yeah, they're
neither do I.
famous.
Christopher Reed.
That would be newsworthy.
For many reasons.
Stem cell research brought him back to life.
Yes!
Oh my god.
Cavill, I'm coming for you.
No, it's Crystal Reed. She was in Buffy. He was in Immortals. He's British. You guys should know him and admire and whatever.
Just because he's British doesn't mean we know him. We don't all live like down the road from each other.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, round the
Oh
corner.
yeah, he does the bins.
I actually got a little bit pissed because people were like, "Oh, I posted this. I hacked their phone, and now I'm posting this for all of you. So everyone who reblogs it, credit me for what? For stealing someone's private property?"
Cool. Credit the person because then they get thrown in jail. So
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, and I got so pissed because people were defending the fact that it was posted, saying something like, "They're celebrities, they should be used to that," but no, not cool.
yeah.
It is not cool. Sorry, I keep on looking down. I'm trying to find the little jingles because I forgot the they were all wrong. I forgot to get them up on my phone. So yeah, carry on.
Yeah, so that was my rant at
That was
people's
your rant.
stupidity.
That's
Yeah,
fair enough.
I'm just pissed now. Carry on. I'll
There
stop
was
being angry.
some news out today. I mean, I don't know whether it's been covered. It was news to me anyway. I didn't realise that the guy who wrote Iron Man 3 is he's writing the Avengers 2 Rise of Ultron.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and so I was kind of, it got me thinking about that because the first article that I intend to put on the site will be about Iron Man 3 because I have many views and opinions on it. But I didn't realise that this guy was also doing the second Avengers film. And it kind of puts me in mind of, I wonder in which direction he's going to take it.
Do you think it's going to be a good direction or a bad direction?
I'm kind of, well, there was a few directions that he took Iron Man 3 in that I thought were some odd choices, shall we say.
In what way?
I mean, I think the thing I liked about the first one was that it sort of had even though it was kind of more comic booky than, say, The Dark Knight was, it still was completely believable and had a nice pace to it. But I think the third one, there was elements of it that were, he was trying to go for the realistic edge of, Tony Stark having PTS and things like that.
Yeah, it was more about Tony Stark, really. It wasn't really about Iron Man, was it?
No, there was very little Iron Man in it.
Yeah.
And when it did it,
Just
fell
like Dark
apart.
Knight Rises, then.
Yeah, exactly.
The first and last mention of that in this podcast. It needs to be mentioned.
I think. Do you know what? I honestly think The Dark Knight Rises has been mentioned in every single one of these podcasts.
I haven't seen
Every single
At
one.
least so when I've been involved. I'm sorry. It's just stop making parallels to it, and I'll stop fucking referencing it.
But yeah, I was just kind of thinking. I mean, I was not aware that it was going to be forming. Yeah, bless you, Gesundheit. I didn't realize it was going to be forming around the story of Ultron. I thought it was going into the story of what's his name?
Thanos.
Thanos, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that as well, because that's where it ended. The last one ended with Thanos, didn't it?
They
It
reckon
did, yeah.
that's what Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be about.
Right.
Uh,
And maybe possibly putting the brakes on that so that they've got something to do in the middle. Because one of my friends, when we were talking about it, we were saying about the whole sort of Superman theory. It's like once you sort of put them against this massive threat, how are you sort of going to top that? So maybe they've realised that and thought, okay, let's just kind of ease off a bit and have something that's maybe a bit more grounded. And from the sounds of it, from what I read in this, it was in the Sci-Fi magazine. It sounds like there's going to be some possible alterations to the character of Ultron, and I think also possibly to Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch as well,
Yeah.
who are going to be appearing in it, and they've cast the lad from Kick-Ass as Quicksilver. I can't remember who they've cast as Scarlet Witch though, but I wonder if they'll make any references to Magneto at all.
oh yeah, very
I
true.
really
Actually,
hope
yeah.
I really hope they don't take it down the ultimate Scarlet Witch and and Quicksilver kind of route, because that's disturbing. It's a bit incesty.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys read any of the Ultimate Universe stuff. I know you have, Lucas.
Just fill me in.
Okay, well, in the Ultimates, which is basically the ultimate version of the Avengers, which is where they first cast Nick Fury as a black guy that looked like Samuel Jackson, because Samuel Jackson's like, yeah, you can. No, it is Samuel Jackson's face, because he said, yeah, you can use my face, because he was like, movies.
Yeah.
And and it landed in the role. Well done. But yeah, in the second story arc of the Ultimates, they call in Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, and it's just, they're really creepy. They're just like, whenever they're and even on the covers of the comic books as well, and it was a little bit in the in Ultimate X-Men as well. They're just always like holding hands or holding each other, and it's, you know, if you didn't know they were brother and sister, you'd think like, oh, these guys are getting it on, that's cool, they're together. It's just very fucking creepy.
I can imagine the guy from Kick-Ass as Quicksilver, Aaron Johnson. And
I think that curly hair would slow him down.
Do you know what?
Aerodynamics.
I have yet to see a Kick-Ass film.
What?
I've got Kick-Ass 1 recorded, and I was like, oh, I'll sit down and watch that. But I watched it, and then obviously Kick-Ass 2, because I haven't seen the first one yet. I haven't gone to see, so.
You need to, dude. It's awesome.
Yeah, I feel slightly ashamed that I've not seen Kick-Ass 2 yet. I've planned to see it twice now, and on both times I've had to cancel, but I am determined to see it either this week or next week.
That's quite a good topic, actually. Is there any films that you probably should have watched but haven't watched?
You guys are gonna kill me.
You haven't seen the Dark.
I haven't seen Man of Steel.
You haven't seen Man of Steel, and you haven't seen The Dark Knight Rises. Get off this podcast.
Okay, bye.
Never come back.
Man of Steel, has it been covered on one of the previous podcasts?
Yeah,
sure
Yeah, I watched that.
I thought it was freaking awesome.
It was the first podcast, I believe, in which we covered it.
I was so impressed with Man of Steel. I thought it was freaking sweet.
I like
we're not going to start again because we can move this on later. But I thought it was awesome.
I lost my man crush on Henry Cavill. If I haven't told you that already. I know a couple of episodes ago I said that I had a massive man crush on Henry Cavill. It made me feel very uncomfortable. But I've very much got over that because I found out he had a World of Warcraft addiction. So.
He does, and that makes him even more awesome. He's really into his history as well, which I thought that makes him really cool for me. Because I've been watching history documentaries and painting.
Oh. Why haven't you been playing Rome Total War? And that should be your news today, sir.
Rome Total War, I have been playing for the last couple of days. I'm making videos for YouTube as well.
Hey.
That's why I've got this really awesome thing right here instead of like sort of down here somewhere. It's sort of like all professional and shit right here. So I'll be all like, yeah, this is Mercurian, this is Rome 2 Total War, and then they kill this guy. And, with a funny voice, so people will be like, oh, really, I'm going to watch this hour-and-a-half long episode of Matt killing Phoenicians and Gauls and stuff. And they'll be like, this is really interesting, Matt. I'm going to watch all of these episodes.
Is it as good? Is it as good as Brian Blessed would have us think it is?
Yeah, it is, man. Like, seriously. Right, actually, I haven't done a review. I'm going to do a review of it, right? I've been a massive Total War fan from number one, from the Shogun 1 Total War. I've played them all, and I'll probably get them all as long as they come out. The only issue I have is that they're not really kind of going along in leaps and bounds. I think they kind of go along the line of, if it's not broken, don't fix it sort of thing, which is all right for a while, but then you kind of want something more. And you get to a point where you're just like, so that works.
Yeah.
But we need a bit more. It's like, especially these battles are meant to be massive and historically, and they pride themselves on historical accuracy. But when you've got like in Napoleon Total War, Battle of Waterloo, and you've got 10 units, it's like, well, or 20 units, sorry, and it's just like, well, there's hundreds of thousands of people there, and it's just like, there should be more, and you can't really have massive battles when there's not. Now, the one thing that this new Rome Total War has done is it gives you reinforcements. So instead of having a stack of 20 units, you can have a stack of 40 units. So you can have one army and then reinforcements, which is pretty good. And you can have naval and land battles at the same time. So they are sort of kind of progressing it slowly, but it's not as much as I sort of kind of want. It's like, it's got so much potential to be so much better, but it keeps on getting held back because there's a lot of people who are happy enough to plod along with the, I'll have to have 20 units and stuff. Whereas me, I want hundreds of units. I want it to be chaotic. I don't want to know what the fuck's going on half the time. I just want things to fucking die all the time. Oh shit, get over there, be more realistic and stuff.
See, that's why I don't think I could play these sort of games, because it seems like it's expecting a lot from you. Like, even the name, Total War. Like, I think that's too much war for me. Quite
It's
frankly.
not
Like,
like
just some
Total
war.
UN.
I did
Some
a module in university called Total War, and I had to do a dissertation and stuff on it. So basically, it's war including. So Total War is basically when non-combatants are involved as well. So it's not just army versus army.
It's a term. Oh, okay. I thought.
Yeah, it's Total War's a term. Yeah. So
Some sort of-
basically, the argument was what was the first Total War? Now, technically, World War I could be classed as the first Total War because obviously non-combatants got attacked and stuff as well, on purpose instead of just being sort of kind of collateral damage afterwards. Whereas I think the argument I was saying was maybe the American Civil War was probably the first when they sort of intentionally went out to attack civilian settlements and stuff. But yeah, there's lots of different things for it and stuff, but yeah, the Total War games, they do. I like history. I like epic history games. I like games in general that are epic, and there's a lot going on. But there's nothing that sort of makes me kind of go, "Fuck yeah, this is the best game ever." This game's sort of like, so far, like I haven't played through the main campaign yet. I've just done the prologue and stuff. It's good, but it hasn't sort of kind of pushed any further forward than what already has gone before it at this moment in time. So it's good, but it could be better. The AI is still a bit shit as well. So you're like, one of the things you can do in the new one is you can give parts of your army control to the computer, so you can kind of go, right, there you go, you can have that group of units, you look after them. But I refuse to do that because they just stand there. So I was like, oh, I'll do that. I'll give this group of cavalry control. And the computer just stood there, and they just got wiped out. And I was just like, you fucking idiots! Why? The guys are coming straight for you, man, and it did nothing. So I refused to give control to the computer. Nice premise, doesn't work, because the AI is just not good enough.
So what you're saying, Matt, is that Rome Total War 2, it's good, but it's not, I don't know, say, Batman Arkham City.
When it comes to sort of battle of war games and stuff, it's one of the best sort of kind of war games franchises out there, but it's not. I don't think it's pushing itself as far as it can be. I think it's just sort of kind of like sticking its toe in the water slightly and kind of going, ooh, well, that's kind of cool, but maybe we'll go in for a bit. Oh no, it's a bit too cool for me. Instead of just jumping head first in, dive bombing in and stuff, going, yeah, let's do this and fucking do something different. They're sort of kind of going, well, this works and people like this and people buy this. So we'll just carry on, and fine. Yeah, there's idiots like me who will just buy them all the time because I like those sort of games. But it's slightly. I feel like I'm not giving it enough credit. It is a good game, and from what I've played, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm really enjoying the fact that they have added some little extra things. They have listened to fans and stuff about more units and stuff like that. But it's like it's got to that point where it's just like just that little bit more, and you could get, it's just sort of, we're getting to the point now where they rely too much on the graphics. Like, the big thing they have is that every single unit has a different face, and they do different expressions and stuff, and it's not like clone armies and stuff. If you zoom in, you can see them doing different things, and it's true, you can, but it's like half the time I'm zoomed out and I don't see the faces, and I don't need to see the faces. I wouldn't give a shit if it was pixelated guys on a pixelated battlefield, as long as I had thousands of units and stuff that I could do stuff. One of my favorite games of all time was, I can't even remember the name of it now. No, Napoleon's Last Battle, I think it was called. Basically, it was about Waterloo, and it was kind of pixelated game, very sort of basic. You had like small little units that you could kind of semi-zoom in on. There wasn't a lot of detail. It was sort of kind of along the lines of the Gettysburg, the Sid Meier's Gettysburg engine, and they didn't have a lot of detail to them, but they were still really awesome, and you still got the full scale of the whole battle. Whereas now these ones are sort of kind of, you can zoom right in, you can see their face and you can see their nads, and they're like, whoa, I've got really big balls and shit, and you're just like, I don't need to see that. I just want the fucking kill guys, and I want to be able to sort of kind of go, right, I want these guys to do this. And I want formations is another thing as well. Formations have stayed the same. You'd think throughout thousands of years of history, formations would have changed. And, they have, but they don't seem to change very much within the game. And that annoys me slightly, because it's just like, right, so you've still got the same wedge formation for the cavalry as you do in every single other game. And I'm pretty confident, as much as that was an effective formation, they had different formations. And it's just like, do you need that, really? Can we not change things slightly?
Breed, Matt, breed.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, at the minute, I am enjoying it, and I'm sort of, I can spend hours, and it's one of these games that, replayability is pretty massive. So you can spend literally a month playing a campaign, because the campaign will take you month, 2 months, depending on how hard it is, and you can go back, and then you can choose to be like the Spartans or the Athenians, or even the Britons. So you can be the Iceni tribe, or you can be the Carthaginians or something like that, and you can do all kinds of different things and start off in different hardnesses, and the replayability is awesome. But it's just like it's frustrating, because it has so much more it could have had. It could have that little bit more. And for me, as a big war game fan, it's sort of like I said, it's on the edge, sticking its toe in the water, but it's just like, I just want to go up and push it and go, get in the water.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, halfway through that rant, I did try to make a link to the Batman Arkham games, but you shot me down in flames.
Sorry.
So, in other news, the Batman Arkham Origins skins have been released today. Yeah.
So Total War,
the Batman Arkham Origins skins have been leaked today on the website Gameranks, but we don't care about that. It's all about geekpride.co.uk, obviously, but we've not covered it, so I have to talk about another website. It's Matt's fault. So yeah, basically. But basically, the skins. I'm just going to give you a list, because obviously I can't show you pictures. But basically, it's quite a confusing list, because a lot of them are ones that we've already seen, and it's like, why are they part of a skin pack? It seems very odd. Anyway, and some of these I don't know, which I'm ashamed to admit. Batman Arkham Origins, obviously that's the default setting. Dark Knight Returns, which is the Frank Miller comic, the animated series. The original animated series, not the original, because that was like in the 50s, but the 90s one. Arkham City, as he looked in the game beforehand. Batman Inc., like the Batman Incorporated one. Earth 1, which is the Parallel Earth version. The Neil Adams one, for the 70s artist. He was a popular 70s artist. He kind of made Batman a bit James Bondy, and that was kind of cool.
Batman James Bondy? How did that work?
Yeah, but basically, it wasn't Neil Adams. It was the Neil Adams era, where Neil Adams drew a very kind of tall and lanky Batman. But the Bruce Wayne was very sort of James Bondy, because he still used kind of gadgets and stuff, some kind of his bat stuff, and it was very like, I'm on jet skis kind of thing, and he was a bit happier and a bit more suave.
Have you ever read any of the old sort of James Bond books, like the really old ones?
No, I haven't.
Like, seriously, man, racist. Like, proper old school colonial racism. It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah. The one I remember was the one about, he said that homosexuals can't whistle. Or something like that. We now know that that's fake, because I hear them whistling all the time when I go down Canal Street. But
but seriously, man, like my mate Ali was reading one on holiday, and he was just showing us stuff. I can't say some of it now, because it's like it's proper bad. But it's just like, how can people have got away with that? It was just like, Take that, Johnny Foreigner, but I shall insult you. And it's just like, fucking hell, man. Mad. Absolutely mad.
Yeah, you've also got the year one again, Frank Miller. I think he got like some sort of package deal with Frank Miller. Warner Brothers must have been like, "Hey, I know you're grumpy and hate the world, but not as much as Alan Moore. So can we have your skins?" I guess it's because Warner Brothers made the films, like the film adaptations of year one and stuff. Anyway, Sinestro Corp's Batman, which was when Sinestro, who's the enemy of the Green Lantern, tried to recruit Batman as a Yellow Lantern, and because Batman uses fear, he had a Yellow Lantern for a while and then said, "Fuck that, I'm Batman, I don't need magical powers." Exactly, because I'm Batman. DC 1 Million, which is a Batman like in the future, Worst Nightmare. This is really cool. This is the idea of what Batman looks like to criminals. So you know, like when you always get the retellings of Batman, which links into my show and tell, which I'll talk about in a minute. The Long Halloween Batman, which was one of my favourite Batman stories. If you haven't read it, go and read The Long Halloween. It's just fucking brilliant. Thrill Killer, unfortunately, I know nothing about. Sorry. Earth 2, I know a little bit about. I don't know if you know Dark Knights of the Round Table. It was an Elseworlds universe where Batman is actually one of the knights of the Round Table.
Really?
Rides a black horse.
It was fucking retarded. There's like the Elseworlds stories are hilarious. Like there's one where Batman's a priest. Like it's fucking brilliant.
Wow.
There's another really exciting one is the first appearance of Batman where he's got the big old ears and the purple gloves, which is awesome. And what completely blows my mind, the 1966 Adam West Batman.
No way.
Yeah.
They've got that skin as well.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely amazing because obviously Adam West was never. All respect to him, I fucking love Adam West. But like he was never the biggest guy, and you've got that body underneath that suit, and it just looks like the buffest Adam West. It looks incredible.
It's just his head.
There are some Robin skins as well, but I won't go into them because we'll be talking for another fucking 20 minutes about it. But yeah, this links into my show and tell, so would now be a good time to go into show and tell?
Yes, I guess we'll do that now. I was going to ask Lucas some stuff, but then we'll just we'll do that.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gather round for Geek Pride Show and Tell.
Yo.
Yes. That was the jingle for Geek Pride Show and Tell, recorded by myself and the wonderful Graham Waller.
Graham Waller.
Oh God.
He's a ledge. Right, so yeah, my Geek Pride Show and Tell is a comic I picked up, which you can't see very well, but it's Batman Arkham Unhinged, which is based on the hit video game. It's like the Animatrix for Arkham City, so it tells all the stories around it, but I'm going to put my microphone down and show you something which is incredible, because this is why I wanted to show it today, so bear with me.
Okay.
Bearing with you.
Bearing with you. Bearing.
It's froze.
Oh, he's looking there, beardy, and
Wicked, found it. Yeah, basically, you're not really going to be able to see it here, but
That's the
what?
best kind of show and tell.
yeah, you can't see it, but it's definitely there.
On a podcast. Fuck you all.
Oh,
But basically,
Oh my God! Everybody's watching this on iTunes, listening to this on iTunes. He's got his cock out. Fucking hell.
Yeah, but basically, what's happened is this is a criminal's retelling of when they saw Batman like attack them, and if you are any good fans will know what that picture is from. There, that one.
Which one? Sorry.
That one there with the lightning, because that's from the Dark Knight from the Dark Knight Returns, because it's the Dark Knight Returns skin, and you're like, what the fuck? How did they get away with that? Like, why are they telling that? But when you go to like the next page, there are several other criminals telling Hugo Strange like how they saw the Batman, and it's I'll read it out to you, then show you the pictures. but it's like 4 different panels with 4 different explanations. It's I see colours, yellow, no, blue, making black and white, black and blue. And then he was familiar but different. Then he didn't have a cape, man, no cape. He was from the future, man. And then I looked into his eyes and I saw nothing. And what it is, it's the different skins that you can get from Arkham City.
Ah.
And the way they get away with it is how other criminals would see Batman. Fucking blew my mind. I was
Yeah, that's clever, man. That's
such
good.
a clever little nod to be like, you bought the DLC, you know what's going on. And I was like, holy fuck, that's good.
Alright, so
yeah, genius.
yeah. Lucas, I'm guessing you don't have anything to show us, but at this point, shall we talk about your Kickstarter then, and what happened then? Go on.
Well, what happened? It didn't happen.
So how far off? Now, basically, the premise for all those who don't know is you were trying to get 17 cosplayers from around the world to come to Landon, and you were going to take some photographs of them, do a calendar, bring them to MCM to meet everybody.
Yes.
Pretty much
Right.
sounded like a winner. So what do you think happened?
What happened was I thought I did my homework, but clearly I didn't. Yeah, no, basically I had a whole team behind me, helped me with everything, but life got in the way, and I pretty much had to do everything myself. And then my life got in the way as well. Yeah.
And what was the final total then? Because it just ended before we started this, didn't it?
Basically we got to £19,301.
That's quite impressive, to be honest, isn't it?
That is
It's
good
quite
for a
impressive.
Kickstarter.
We've been running for 15 months. We're still growing, and I could have started with a small project, but I thought, you know what, if I'm going to do something like that, I might as well go big. If I don't get anything, then at least I learn loads from it. So next time I try and do something, I know what to do.
So you
right
think-
now, I've got so much from it. If I could start right now, I know I'll be able to get it funded. I know exactly what I did wrong, and what I would have to do if I wanted to happen now. But
you said to me you're not going to do it again. You're going to do something different.
yeah,
And is it going to be scaled down? Is it going to be the same sort of kind of epicness, or is it something you want to really talk about at this moment in time?
well, there are a few things I would like to do. Right now, I just need to Kickstarter finished today. I just need to
Chill out.
just sit. Yes, no, just sit down. Look at it from that's later, but yeah, from tomorrow after I cry, and then I'll start working on what I need to do or what I want to do. Because
To be honest,
yeah, there's so many things I'd like to do, but I just need to.
to be honest, man, in your defense, you've done something that is going to be extremely hard. You've basically taken people from around the world. You've got to have garnered support from all over the world to get this to work. And like you said, you haven't been going for that long. So to get £19,000 is quite a feat, and I don't think you should sort of kind of look at it as a failure, but look at it as sort of a learning experience. And
Definitely.
yeah, so don't go and do anything stupid like stick your head in an oven or anything. So
Nah, not yet. Not yet.
Most of them are electric now, anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah.
Nah, but I think one thing that let us down big time is our name.
Yeah,
Because not everyone sees it the same way. And a lot of people just judge us by the name and don't really look into what we do.
last time I talked to you said you were trying to get it changed, though, weren't you?
Well, you see the website we changed,
Right.
but Facebook is not as simple as that. We've been trying to change it for a while now, trying to send them emails and everything, but it's just not as simple as that. So we need to look at alternatives now, seeing what we need to do. But yeah,
So you're regretting having sort of, as time's gone on, you sort of kind of wish maybe you'd had Sexy Cosplay Girls as just SCG in general at the start,
yeah,
or
definitely. But in a way, if it was, the name brings attention to us.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I think for what it is and what you were doing, there's that I can see like people moaning about it. It's what sort of frustrated me about it is if you've got a page that says sexy cosplay girls, you're gonna get sexy cosplay girls. People who start moaning about sexism and stuff like that, it's like, well, you don't have to be on that page. You don't have to like that page. You don't have to fund that thing. And it's sort of kind of frustrating. It's like, it's called sexy cosplay girls. Sexy cosplay girls. That's what it's going to be about.
Yeah,
So,
but the thing is, you need to ask those people like, what is sexy? Define the word sexy.
right, is that
I was
what
having
you
this
Loads of
exact
things.
same conversation in Liverpool today. Yeah, like what? Yeah, because it varies for different people, doesn't it?
well, different
Exactly,
strokes,
like,
different
some
strokes for
people-
different folks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some people associate the word sexy with slutty, and that's not how I see it. Sexy is being confident, like looking good. I mean, when some people come to my page and they think, yeah, the girls are going to be like with skimpy outfits. To me, a girl in full armor showing nothing, just the armor, is sexy.
Yeah.
It does. It's just how they portray themselves. That's what sex is, not what they're showing, how they're dressed.
That's it. It's a state of being rather than a visual state kind of
Yeah.
thing.
And one thing that I like is that some girls they get so happy when they're featured on the page because you know there are a lot of people that have like low self-esteem and all that, and then once they go to they're featured on something like that, it's like, yeah, I'm considered sexy. That's one thing that I like. I make people happy by just featuring them on the page.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But you know what? Our name let us down.
So
Learn from it.
you've learned from your mistakes. You're gonna move on, and you're gonna have something more epic for us this time next year, or sooner than that.
Sooner. I'm gonna start working on it tomorrow.
Oh. Ooh.
Man, I can't stop.
Sexy cosplay Geary.
Ooh. I'm too much for that page, mate. They just go, whoa, fucking hell. Sexy cosplay Geary. Wow.
They're gonna shut us down.
Yeah. I'm gonna start up a rival page called Sexy Cosplay Geary with me in different cosplay outfits. So it'll be like me and sort of my, me Cortana, so basically painted blue with nothing on it.
That's amazing.
Or me as Dr. Manhattan and stuff, just walking.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna wear a prosthetic, massive blue willy.
Mate, that film was so gratuitous when it came to his cock, wasn't it? It's just like big blue penis. It's like, oh, okay, I didn't see that. It's like
Big blue cock.
Yeah, it's like he wears pants when he's huge, but when he's just sort of standing there in the house.
No.
He wore pants in Vietnam.
Yeah, he was in Vietnam.
Well,
Why?
if people are going to worship you as a god, you want to at least have pants on.
But just think, if you're in Vietnam, what's going to inflict more terror than a big blue guy with his cock out, sort of kind of chasing after you?
This is like the reverse of my theory of whatever happens if you ever get into a situation that you can't win. Because if you're ever, and I'll tell you, this is more for lads. Sorry, Christina. It probably won't work with girls, but if you're a guy and you're surrounded by like thugs with knives and various other sharp, pointy things, just get naked and start wanking, because no one's gonna fight a naked wanking man.
That was it. I was just thinking, if I got broken into, if somebody was breaking into my house, what was the way I'd do? I'd take off my clothes, I'd run downstairs, looking all Viking, going and then they'd be like, "Oh my God, there's a naked Viking!" And
Exactly.
I was going to say that the taking off clothes thing. I was going to say it's similar to how you sort of deal with polar bears, but the wanking bit was apparently if you want to escape a polar bear, you have to take your clothes off.
You throw it down so they think it. They go. You basically take your clothes off bit by bit and throw it down, and it gets distracted by the scent of your clothes.
Yeah. And then
you just share a Coke with it.
Yeah. And then you die of hypothermia afterwards.
Yeah.
Just give him a little cuddle and
give it a full fat one, because then it'll build up its blubber.
Talking about wild animals attacking you and stuff, there was a story in the news ages ago when I used to play WoW that this kid was in like Sweden or somewhere, wherever there are mooses. Basically, there was a moose chasing him, and he did the play dead from WoW, so he basically did pretended he was dead, and the moose sort of kind of came up, smelt them, and then buggered off. And he was saying to the newspaper, yeah, I learned that from playing World of Warcraft. And I was just
Well,
like,
you didn't notice that mooses?
Meese?
Moosophiles?
Elan.
Moose plurals are herbivores. So
Yeah, but obviously, if you've got a big ass moose with horns and it's like takes a fancy to you or something, it's,
naked and start
unless
wanking,
it's a necrophiliac moose that's just like, oh, you know what, it's not saying no, it's not rape, let's go. So it's just like that's a horrible thing. That was really bad.
The Canadians will look down their noses at that one.
no, they won't. They'll forgive you, but the rest of us.
Yeah, I apologize. That was really bad. That was
bad.
That actually happened in was it the Xbox thing where the guy basically turned around and said, "Just the Xbox thing."
Joke. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just lie there and take it or something along those lines. Anyway, I apologize. That wasn't me thinking. Don't send me hate mail. I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy.
Draw us a picture. Like what? Those are your two ways of dealing. There are two ways of dealing with that situation. You can either rant in disgust, or put that time to use and draw a picture of Timmy, the necrophiliac moose.
That's a comic book in itself, right?
The necrophiliac moose.
Yeah.
I like that. Right. Cool.
Oh,
all right.
Timmy.
We'll move on. So
Swiftly,
we're going to go to swiftly on from the necrophiliac moose to Christina. What's your show and tell thing for us today?
It's this. Wait. Too high.
What is it?
It's a rubber ducky.
Rubber ducky!
Yes, and it's actually not. I'm not crazy. I'm not playing with rubber duckies. But today in my hometown there was a rubber ducky race. So you basically buy a ticket. And
Your town is amazing.
You adopt a ducky and they toss it off a bridge. They threw 4,700 and some.
Fucking hell, that's a lot of ducks.
They do this in Ireland as well.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
They do. They do. I swear to God.
Fucking don't.
There was a town that I went to, and they were having like a festival day, and they did that. They did a duck race.
They just do that for tourists. It's like, here's the tourists. Get the ducks out.
It was like that the first episode of Father Ted where they have that fair there. It was like that, and they did the duck race in this river, and we just stood and watched these ducks, and it was a fast river as well, and they went past it however fast they were going, and no one actually saw which one won.
Pretty ducking fast.
They catch they have a net here, so.
Christina, what place did your duck come in?
Out of 5,000 ducks, probably 5,000.
Oh, you didn't train it enough, did you? You didn't give it a pep talk at the start, right, ducky?
No, shame on me. No. But yeah, the money all goes to charity, and they're training paramedics with it.
Hang on.
With duck
how big's your river?
It's not that big. It's a channel.
Right. So, whoever turns up to the race first is gonna win.
No.
Because if you've got like a row of ducks going along the river, there's pretty much not going to be much overtaking, is there? So if you're number 5,000 at the back, it's not going to suddenly go, oh fuck lads, I can win this, and then kind of just make its way to the front.
They're not in a line. They're just tossed off a bridge from this huge net. They all just collapse.
Release the ducks.
See, if it was me, I'd go to the other side of the bridge and toss it, so it's got a bit of a head start.
You don't actually get it. You just get a ticket with your duck number on it.
Oh.
You also buy for charity.
So it's essentially nature's raffle.
But the guy and the girl who win, there was a couple of married people. They won a trip to Europe. So.
Oh.
But you live in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can.
That's like going to England. Right.
It's really vague on the ticket, and they they book out. They just come over my house. That's your trip to Europe. I'll make you some tea. It's fine.
It's a trip to Europe outside Romania. So.
Oh, okay.
It's alright.
Obviously, as it was really competitive, there was obviously quite a lot of Romanian swearing going on. As we know, Romanian swearing is really elaborate. Was there any cool Romanian swear words going on at the time?
Because everyone's very chill and very cool. And
No.
they know it's for charity, so they
No.
only collected out of ticket sales some 5,000 euros. So,
No.
you know, in 2 hours, Lucas. Just, for the record, rubber ducky races are the way to go.
There you go, Lucas. Rubber ducks, mate. That's what you need next time. Rubber ducks is the way forward. Get rid of the cosplay. It's all about sexy rubber ducks.
Wait a minute. What if you get girls to cosplay as rubber ducks and then have a
Yes.
swimming race?
Oh, what a great idea! And then
Well, then, make them wear
for
red
free.
spandex and throw them in the river.
yeah.
That sounds a bit like the Olympics. That
Don't throw them in the river.
Yeah, from the bridge.
You're gonna have this
Go
big
on,
net. You're gonna
yeah.
have this big net with them in it, and it sort of kind of crumbles, and they all sort of fall out and stuff. All right. Okay.
The ducky would be the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah. Harry, have you got anything to show us today, or?
Yeah, I've got a couple of things. A little guy left this at my flat earlier on. Apparently there's some people looking for it, but I've just... I did get these from Red 5. These are playing cards, but they're black playing cards, and they're not actually paper. They're sort of like plasticky, satiny kind of thing. And if you see there, look, you have the cards, but they've kind of got the marking. So that's the Ace of Spades right there.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, they're very nice. It kind of makes play like so that people can't sort of read your hand. But I thought they were pretty cool, especially the Jokers. If I can find one, because he's wearing a sort of elaborate striped sort of outfit, so it changes in the light.
No.
Right. I thought, you know what you said. You said it was sounded like jerkers.
I heard something else.
Jerkers, and I was like, "What the hell's a jerker? Let's see the jerker."
Yeah, that's my Yorkshire accent coming out there. Oh no.
Actually, jokers.
And some
Blame the dirty minds of the guys.
and just quickly while we're on the topic, I suppose I could show you this. There's a little story to this which I'll tell quickly. I had a very brief stint working for one of Britain's many popular chains of banks, and I lasted about 3 weeks before they sacked me. Basically, I tried to inject a bit of humanity into the workplace, but they don't like humans. They like people who are just going to be like sort of drones and turn up, be one of many. I tried to kind of chat to people, and one of the women, sort of in her 40s, thought that I was a stalker and had me sacked. So I got sacked.
How did she think you were a stalker? How did that work?
Because
You were following her home then.
Yeah, when I was tapping on the window, do you remember me from work? I just wanted to know what kind of house you had. But I was sacked, and then I was kind of thinking I need to find a way of sort of relieving the stress. And my best friend had come to visit Manchester at the time. We went into this sort of bric-a-brac shop, and he said to me, just what would the Joker do right now, if he was getting stressed out? Now, obviously, I didn't want to go to the extreme of what the Joker would do, because it would involve a lot of chemistry and checking the boxes and things like that. But I went into the shop, and there was kind of a few bits and pieces lying around. There was some sort of little garden ornaments, some paint as well. So I bought a few of those, came home, and I made this. So
Hey.
there you go. That was it was sort of like one of these busts that you get in the garden. I painted it white, and I think you can see there I did the eyes. And
For all those who can't see it, who are listening to this, he's got a bust and he's painted it like the Joker.
That's it, yeah, with the red lips. It's kind of like the Heath Ledgery sort of Joker. But I remember the scene in Michael Keaton's Batman where they're completely wrecking the gallery, And then you have that one shot of the guy painting the bust. So I just thought, yeah, let's do that. And it did make me feel a lot better, I have to say.
Yeah.
It was even funnier when I went back to the bank and chucked it through the window. But, so those are my shows and tells this week. It's get down to Red 5, get yourself a pack of these black playing cards. They're very cool.
Whoa.
Playing right now.
Right, well, I guess mine is, right, this, for everybody, is a bit X-rated. So it's a bit of blue. So, just so you know, this is artistic, so this is not... I'll just show you, and then you can sort of, right, I'm into sort of like...
Is this sexy cosplay, Geary?
Well, this could be sexy cosplay, Gary, because I've got this outfit actually, ish. So yeah, I could totally do this.
He's got the little parts.
Right. Well, basically, as I've shown in previous podcasts, I collect little miniatures and toys and things, and when I'm de-stressing, I paint models and things as well. And some recent purchases from a company called Kabuki, who do sort of pin-up miniatures and stuff, right, of different sort of kind of popular culture historic figures and things. So you've got Anya, a pin-up of Anya Stride, which I actually have up here as well. Anya Stride from Gears of War, and then I've got this one which I haven't finished yet, but I was doing, and it's basically I haven't finished painting it, but it's basically a naked. Yeah, it's a naked for all these. It's a naked Spartan woman. It's called Hellenicus. Basically, I haven't finished painting. I've got to do all the sort of highlights and stuff like that. But she's not too bad actually. But yeah, she's. I just think I would love to do, because I do photography and stuff. Yeah, I would love to do a sort of pin up of somebody with the sort of the cape, and sort of a lady with the cape and the sort of the shield and things like that. But yeah, I've actually got hoplite armor and stuff, so I could maybe do that sexy cosplay, Geary.
That's it. If you portray them as, strong, independent women, then maybe people wouldn't have a problem with it.
Well, see, that's the thing. These things here, right? So these things here, right? It is a bit sexy. She does have her breasts out, but as Spartans of the time, obviously wore very little clothes and had the red cape. Right? That shows power. Strength.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed. I haven't finished painting it yet, but I'm really enjoying painting that at the minute. And I've got another one. You've got Anya Stride from Gears of War, same again, sort of kind of pin-up style. I haven't finished, yeah. But yeah, so there's quite a lot of them. The new ones, they've got what's her name from Aliens?
Ripley.
No, not Ripley. Vasquez.
Vasquez, yeah.
There's one of Vasquez, which I have around somewhere. I don't know where she is. But you got like Vasquez. So basically, all these strong women from sort of kind of popular culture sort of thing. Yeah, and they've got them sort of pin-up style, and obviously I've got my Space Marines and things like that.
Yeah.
Your regular things like
that.
Got
their cocks out.
Yeah, well, they don't have the cocks out because they're sort of. No,
it's against regulation.
It's against regulation. But yeah, it's like I've got like thousands of points worth of Marines and stuff that I paint, and you do them in batches, and it takes ages, and I haven't finished anything. It's really boring after a while, and it takes the enjoyment out of painting, because you're doing so much of the same thing that you don't enjoy it. So I picked her up, and I spent the last, instead of sort of kind of, I've been doing Geek Pride stuff, I've been doing editing, I've been doing everything for hours for the last couple of days. I'm going to stop.
When have I done something for me?
Yeah, I just sat there and I went, I've done the photographs, all I need to do, and I just sat there, and for the last sort of kind of day, I've been watching history documentaries, and listening to history documentaries, and painting my hoplite, or my lady hoplite, and I'm quite impressed with her. So she's not finished yet. I might take some photographs when she's done and sort of kind of put them up, but yeah, that was my thing. Sort of really enjoyed that. It was just sort of, I think, especially for a woman's form, there's a lot more curves, a lot more going on. It's better than a Space Marine. It's all fucking sort of, armor, and it's not.
It's like Duplo.
Yeah, it's just sort of that sort of painting things like that. I enjoy a lot more. The curves, the fact getting the sort of kind of the light within the shades and things, and especially like skin tones and stuff. I quite enjoy doing. And I can't say, uh-oh, the police are after me. Oh no, it was the moose. I promise.
It was the moose.
But yeah, sort of, I'm not the best painter in the world. I'm all right. Like I said last week, I'm sort of jack of all trades, master of none, and but I quite enjoy that. But just because it's different, there's a bit more sort of kind of, incentive for me to do it, just because it looks prettier than just what you're going to have as a regular space marine with a gun going, I'm a space marine. This one's sort of, it's like, oh, that's good. I'll have that. Stick it up there. But yeah, I wouldn't mind doing sort of like photo shoot wise. I wouldn't mind doing a series of strong women figures, sort of like Vasquez or like Amnistrad and stuff. Sort of pin-up style stuff, but like showing strength and things. And I think that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I think that'd be really good. Obviously, some people might not sort of take it that way. I might think I'm just being a perv, but I'm not. I honestly am not. I just sort of kind
all the time.
Just say these women don't need you to stand up for them. They can stand up for themselves.
Yeah, damn right, damn
That's
right.
it.
Girl power.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. So I had some mat time, and I watched a documentary on the War of 1812 today. I watched an episode of Sharp, and I'm currently watching something on the Battle of Waterloo as well. So.
Well, you should be doing the podcast, in fairness.
Yeah.
There was the thing on Channel 4 tonight about Hitler's rise to power. It was on in the background before, but yeah.
Actually, I feel when it comes to World War II stuff, I feel slightly bad for the Germans simply because they get so much. There's so many films and things out about World War II, and they must be sitting there kind of going, "Oh, for fuck's sake! It happened like over 50 years ago. Get over it." You don't have to have another World War II.
I love that.
Yeah, get over
Summing
it.
up the whole of World War II. Get over it.
Yeah, but it's like
Geary says, "Get over it."
I appreciate I did military history, and
I'm gonna get that on a T-shirt.
Yeah, I appreciate sort of that. It's hard to get over genocide and stuff, but you've got people now who weren't there at the time who do not need to be reminded of something that happened in their country's past. We've all done. All countries have done something despicable in their lives, and I think it's just sort of kind of you sort of need to move on. It's like in Northern Ireland, which is a massive can of worms, but it's like people just need to move on and sort of kind of get on with it and stuff. And it just.
I mean, yeah, in the Middle East, they're still going on about the Crusades. It's like, geez, come on, get over it. I mean, if I was round about that time, I probably would have said to Richard, right, Rick, this, I can see what you're trying to do, but it's probably gonna end badly here. But they're still going on about it today. I think if they're still peeved about the Crusades, then I don't know.
Well, I think as the history thing, I read a good book on the Crusades recently, and it's just so it's like when you look back in hindsight, everything's black and white. But if you read about it and you see things, it's not. It's like there's so much grey within it, and there's so much hypocrisy within sort of history in general that it's just like. That's why I love history. That's why I'm a massive history geek, because it isn't black and white. Things aren't black and white. You read about them and you find out, oh, wait a minute, shit, that was fucking, that's different. That's different. A good example is apparently Richard the Lionheart spoke French. Didn't speak English really very well because he spent most of his life in France, and he's one of England's best kings. But England was a sort of kind of backwater part of his kingdom that he wasn't really that interested in.
God. So Disney lied to us.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, there you go. And it's like the whole thing with Christina did. Christina said about Vlad Tepes, and I did read it, by the way. Christina, it was very good. Yeah, people ridicule. What?
You're saying his name wrong.
Okay, go on. What's his name?
Tepesh.
Tepish. Sorry, Tepish.
That's Vlad the Impaler as
Yeah.
in Dracula.
Yeah, so basically, popular
Ooh.
culture has demonized him, and even I've seen a lot on sort of the impaling, which isn't very nice. But for the time, he basically stopped Wallachia being invaded by the Moors. Or is it Moors or the Turks? Was it
The Turks.
Turks? Yeah, the Turks. So basically, yeah, and so in Romania, he's a hero, and it's just sort of that's people don't see that over here. He's a fucking blood drinking and peeling guy, and so it's not black and white. There's a grey area.
Yeah, but if we didn't have the demonising of Vlad the Impaler, then we wouldn't have had that awesome Dracula film with the best performance of Keanu Reeves in his entire career. So. Oh god!
I have not seen that movie.
You should definitely see that movie. Christopher Walken as Dracula is hilarious.
Christopher Walken as Dracula?
It's Christopher Walken, isn't it?
No, it's
Dracula?
Gary
Oldman.
Gary
Oh, is
Oldman.
it Gary Oldman?
He's on the
Sorry.
TV
That's
right
same
now.
guy.
Christopher
Same guy.
Walken was in the one with Johnny Depp, the Headless Horseman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Ichabod
yeah.
Crane.
Sleepy
Yeah,
Hollow.
Yeah,
Sleepy
yeah.
Hollow, yeah.
All right. Well, Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman's a fucking boss. I love
He
that
is,
guy.
man. He's my favourite actor. The Chameleon.
Yeah.
Certainly is.
Right, okay. Well, we've been on for just over an hour. Does anybody have anything else they would like to talk about before we go on to Slanderous Lies?
No.
No.
Be
Nope.
more prepared next time, people.
Yeah.
I
wanna
came
say
to you with-
something.
No,
Shush.
you're fine.
I think because I'm new to it as well, I don't know what's being covered, so I'm slightly tepid.
Excuses are like assholes. Everybody's got
I'm
one.
learning.
Christina had something to say, I believe.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. But it was something connected to what Matt said earlier about France and England being kind of backwater and things like that. I watched Hetalia, the first season. I don't know if you guys know Hetalia.
No, don't
It's
think so.
basically an anime that's 5 minutes long. Each episode is 5 minutes long, and each country is represented by a guy or a girl. And there's
yeah, I heard
England,
about it.
France, Germany, Italy, and so on. And there's this point where Italy and France are children, and France is slightly older and comes and tells England that he needs to look a little bit better and that he should probably let his hair grow long. And they're both blonde haired. So he,
Oh, it's so
That-
surreal.
That sounds really good. That sounds really good.
Very funny. It's very funny. And England just grows this massive mane of hair. So France comes after a year and teaches England how to brush it. And then England says, "You know what, France? I trust you. You can do with my hair. You can do my hair the way you think it's better." So England closes his eyes, and France just goes back to the same haircut he had a year before. So England's like depressed, and that kind of sparks the rivalry between the two countries. Which,
Lucas, do you live in the ghetto by any chance?
well,
There's a lot of police kind of going around. Either that or Operation U Tree's making its way to your door.
He's a bit
Oh
young
my.
for that, isn't he?
Oh.
Just-
It's
just
immigration officers.
Yeah, that's right.
Just to go back to that thing about England and France.
Kurt Gibbs!
I'm interested on the episode where they do America. Is it kind of like all the countries in Europe stood round a Frankenstein table with this big thing, but they forget to put the head on it, sort of thing?
Because
Hey.
almost all countries are featured in every episode. And America, when it first comes out, there's France and England, and they're on a field. They find a little boy, and that's America. And they try to determine who's going to be America's big brother.
Mm.
So France and England kind of fight over that, and England wins.
This sounds really good. What's it called again?
Hetalia.
Italia? I might have to give that
I
one.
Hetalia.
actually
Yeah.
heard about it because of Eddie Izzard, because he apparently watches it, and he uses a lot of that in his sketches.
Oh, we love
Uh,
Eddie.
Each country has their
Cake or death.
stereotypes, you know?
Cake or
America
death.
eats hamburgers, and England tries to cook and fails at it.
How dare you? You haven't had the greasy fry up until
Yeah.
you've
No, no,
been to
I
England.
Full
have
English
friends who live
breakfast.
in England, and they tell me that the food there is kind of horrible, and the chocolate is atrocious.
Whoa!
What?
Chocolate! Get out! Chocolate is the
Sorry.
best. Chocolate
How
is
dare
good.
you.
Awesome.
Pick
top-
wait,
the-
I'm actually mistaking you with America.
Yeah,
American chocolate.
chocolate.
Yeah,
American chocolate's
America's-
Yeah,
horrible.
American chocolate's the fucking
But you
worst.
guys have that thing
Yeah.
with the goat's stomach.
The
It makes
haggis?
chocolate out of goat stomach.
Haggis?
Oh, haggis? We don't have
Haggis?
that. The Scottish have that.
Yeah. 3 things about England: the Sunday lunch, full English breakfast, fish and chips.
Right, I'm going to tell you something
That's
about
it.
the full English breakfast is inferior to the Ulster fry. Well, you don't have enough breads over here, man, in your fries. It's like in Northern Ireland, if you get a fry, you get potato bread, you get soda bread, you get pancakes, you get toast, and then you get beans, sausage, egg, bacon, and sometimes mushrooms and shit.
Yeah,
Like
but
that.
we don't feel the need to show off, so...
Our old colonial masters telling us what to do.
Eggs,
Telling us on
bacon,
that.
sausage,
I've
jobs are
got
good,
a
and that's it.
conclusion.
Not a
You
problem.
guys need to prove to me that your chocolate is good, so I'm expecting packages filled with chocolate. So yeah, go for
Oh,
it.
I had one tonight actually. I had a chunky Kit Kat with peanut butter in for my
We have
pudding.
Well,
Kit Kat.
check you out.
You need to have something else. We have Kit Kat and Mars and Bounty and Snickers and
I
whatever.
would suggest a Yorkie, but it's not for girls.
I just realised, talking about Americans, we're missing our American. Where'd Brittany go to? She was meant to be on today, and she's obviously not wakened up.
I've seen some post about. I think it's a roller derby. I don't know. There's a lot of quite strong-looking females taking group photos. It said Battle Lake or something. So I meh.
That'll probably be it. Right. Well, then we'll move on to our last bit.
Slanderous lie! That's so. Really?
You just hear you might go, really, really, really. Is anybody got anything slanderous to finish us off? See, we do this every week and go, yeah, is anybody got any slanderous? It's like,
Yeah, I heard Matt Geary is going to pose as a sexy cosplay girl.
sexy cosplay Geary. That's not
Geary.
slanderous. That's just fact.
No, but I want you to pose as a
I hear, and I'm sick and tired of. I'm the leader. I shouldn't have the piss taken out of me. Let's take the piss out of somebody else. I seem to be the butt of everybody's jokes at this moment in time. I don't like it anymore. Oh shit! I just killed 2 Space Marines.
Oh shit. Geary is wanted for murder.
Yeah. I've just killed 2 of the Emperor's best.
Oh God.
Uh,
Et tu, Brute?
yeah. Well,
I generally normally I'm quite good for this sort of shit, but
yeah.
Well,
I've start off.
I think we're killing the moment, really, aren't we?
Yep.
Is it like having a go at something?
just
Yeah.
lying, just basically telling a lie about a celebrity or geek thing you don't like. Well, that's not
We
really a
start
slanderous
basically.
lie.
It all started off with me saying that George R.R. Martin looked like a pedophile.
Ah.
Oh, actually, right. something that blew my mind is that Rolf Harris has been convicted, right?
He hasn't been
that's
convicted.
shocking,
He's been
Processed.
charged. He's been charged.
right? But no one's checking up on the Chuckle Brothers.
Or what's his name? Who's on that Strictly Come Dancing? What's his name?
Bruce Forsyth?
Bruce Forsyth. Come on.
No.
Come
Have
on.
you seen Bruce
No.
Forsyth's wife? He wouldn't want to play around, even with kids.
All right, there we go. Bruce Forsyth touched me.
He touched me right here.
Nice to see you, Mike.
See you run.
Nice to see you, nice.
I do impressions, don't you?
Brilliant. All right, okay.
That'll
we'll
do.
leave it with an epic feel for the end. I think we'll call it at an end. So we'll be here same time next week. Hopefully with some new
hopefully
faces.
earlier.
Hopefully earlier. Hopefully earlier. And apologies for being
Tabitha!
late. Tabitha! This is Shaker Fist. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody. I've been Matt Geary.
I've been Christina. I still am.
I've been Harry Dyer. Thanks for having me.
I'll be Lucas, the quiet one.
And I've been Mike Orvis.
Good night, everybody. See you later.